It's the Brad and John Show.
It is the Brad and John Show. Today's date is the 29th of July. It's a Tuesday. So happy it's Tuesday. And this is the C Block, the Charlie Block. The reason I mention all that good stuff is because we do this show live, 7 to 8 o'clock Central Time, Monday through Friday. And a lot of people don't listen to it live. Well, I shouldn't say that. We do have a lot of listeners listen live, both on 104.5 KSOQ and the streaming channel. But we have lots of people that listen to the show afterwards, so you can check it out at acoustictorture.com, bjshow.com, bjshow.co, bjshow.us, bradstop3.com. All those things, John. Okay, John. Lots of things to talk about. What was I saying going to talk about?
You said that you had one of your dozens of useless domains. Somebody actually reached out to you to purchase it. I think that's where you were going with it.
Yeah, I bought another one yesterday, but if I told you what it was, you wouldn't believe me. Okay, I'm working on a couple new projects, which is going to dovetail here into the radio station.
And what did you, because you're working on a few new projects, Brad, there's obviously projects that you had been working on that you now won't have time for. Because I know that you wouldn't overcommit to a dozen different projects and make very little progress on them every month. Which projects have you officially come to terms with and said, I won't be working on that project anymore so that I can give my full attention to the new project?
No, it's sort of funny what happened to me yesterday, okay? John makes fun of the fact that I have numerous websites. I think I'm up to like 32 websites or something like that. And John makes fun of some of the websites I have, like, for example, O'Fallon, I have an O'Fallon Weather, Westplexweather.com, stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't make fun of that because you actually update it. And Brad, you've explained the purpose behind it. There's a real reason to have that domain. There's a real purpose behind it. I never make fun of things that actually have purpose and that you keep updated. Well, much like Brad can.
The interesting part of that is that, here we go again. I had someone who is a member of the Westplex Chamber of Commerce who didn't pay, who is getting it for free, because you still can join for free. I think we're up to like 82 members now.
You should be, instead of being a cheapskate, you should toss Brad $75 like a normal human being. Go ahead.
Right. Okay. This person complained that he didn't think his membership was helping any. Okay. So the bizarre part of this is, I go and I check on I've got this ad server. It's a very sophisticated ad server. And I mean that sincerely. It's super sophisticated. The company that does this just did a recent seminar, and I was blown away about some of the stuff they got coming out. But anyway, I looked at the numbers for this particular client. And the crazy thing about this is this guy's gotten literally 5 figures worth of hits from my weather sites. I mean, like the WestplexWeather.com and things like that. And I'm going like, holy cow, people are looking at that site. And
now, hold on. That's bot traffic, right?
No.
Okay, so okay, sure. Okay, so you're saying that those are human beings, right?
Yes.
Because you and I have had this discussion before about when you look at traffic to be able to say, okay, it's coming from Russia. It's not a real human being. There's no way 5 figures worth of people have clicked on this gentleman's business from ofallonmo.com. Like, the numbers don't add up. But go ahead.
Keep in mind, I'm not saying they've clicked on his business. I'm saying because when you're dealing with banner ads, the two key things are views
and CPM, yeah,
and essentially clicks. So in other words, your deal. If people saw it, that's one thing. So in other words, the two metrics that I send to clients if they want the report, which I can. Matter of fact, I can send them a report every night.
Guys, let's not interrupt ourselves. Go ahead.
Okay.
You're saying that there's So what you're saying is, I was wrong then, Brad. What you're saying is that thousands of people have seen the ad.
Yes.
Not thousands of people have clicked on it.
Well, but see, once again, John, it's to the point where this is sort of interesting. I don't know if you've seen this or not. Because of Amazon Prime being owned by Amazon, there's a new thing on Amazon. Do you watch anything on Prime?
Not usually. Every once in a while. With kids, I'll watch some kid stuff on there.
There's a new thing on Prime where when they go into commercial, there's a little box that shows in the lower left-hand corner, and you can actually, so in other words, you're actually watching a show on TV, so to speak, on your computer, whatever what device. People have Roku, so it's like a big screen.
And then on the left,
and you can click on the little box and order what they're advertising. Which I'm thinking to myself, okay, this is really cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. So I think the bigger issue is, Brad, why is somebody who's getting something for free complaining about the value?
I think it comes down to the fact that if you give something away for free, people don't appreciate it. It's free.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, Brad.
It's a freebie, and to the point I'm going like, okay, dude, and the crazy thing about it is, and what it opened my eyes up to, and now what's interesting is, if you can imagine this, on my dashboard, each person, and I've got, I don't know, let's say I've got 15 different sites that have banners on them, okay? On my dashboard, I can show, I do what they call campaigns, and I can put that campaign in various zones and things like that. It gets sort of complicated. But like, I can do like a quick view of all my different clients and say, oh, wow, look at this. This client's doing real well on bjshow.co. And the interesting part of it is I can look at like what you talk about. They're not bots, but what's interesting to me about the weather, I've talked about this before. I have a phone number that's very close to the old phone number, the old weather number. And almost on a daily basis, I get at least two, 3 calls a day where I answer the phone and someone will say, is this the weather line? And what I will do is I say, yes, it is the weather line, because I remember what the forecast is. I say, right now, I give them the time, because I know what time it is. I give them the temperature, because plus or minus 5 degrees. And I say, it's going to be a sunny day today with a high 99. Okay, thanks. And they hang up. So the idea.
And that happens probably once a week, right?
Oh, no, 2 or 3 times a day.
Okay.
2 or 3 times a day. And I'm telling you, I have been with people before where I've answered the phone. And I do that, and I'll hang up. They'll go, what the hell was that? And I'll go, well, I'm doing the weather line. And they go.
And so you were saying, get back to, you interrupted yourself, Brad. So you can look at and see, in theory, where people are seeing their ads.
The point being that, John, you are a sophisticated user, okay? There are a lot of people out there that are not. It's like any kind of a thing you get involved with. If you're into cars, some people are like, okay, I got to check the air in my tires, and I got to make sure that there's, the dipstick is full. I got to make sure there's...
Yeah, and then there's women who just see a check engine light and keep driving, and then until John takes it into Valvoline.
And then there's guys who would say, air in your tires? You should have nitrogen in your tires. And
yeah, I get what you're saying. Okay,
so in other words, the idea being is, it's a spectrum. And what's the term they use? They used to be the...
I believe it's autism.
No. The big thing in business used to be, remember the continuums? Hey, we're going to do a continuum. Remember the continuum thing?
Yeah, it's a continuum or a spectrum. So what you're saying, there's people who are very informed. You were getting to a point, right?
Yes, and there are people who are not so informed who go to my weather sites, because they could go to a weather site and they could look at barometric pressure and dew point and all that kind of stuff. They could do like a meteorological, like a pilot briefing weather site where you'd say, oh, clouds are broken at 5,000 feet and stuff like that. But no, they want my super basic weather site, and they go there. John, I'm telling you,
yeah. So, and the idea is people will hear about it when driving through the Westplex. They'll enter it into their browser, and then they'll bookmark it, and then come back to it.
Exactly. And I
gotcha. Okay. Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
And my clients benefit because of the fact that they've got banners on the thing.
And then your clients. So ideally, someone would see the banner and then decide to purchase that service or call to get their whatever looked at. That's the idea. So you would somehow, from the top of the weather funnel, you would go down to the banner funnel and then go to call the company and then order their service.
It's marketing 101, John. You do business.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a marketing guy, Brad. I don't know anything about it. I'm just confirming that that's the funnel.
Most people do business with people that they are aware of. So in other words, the idea, and it's the whole idea behind brand names. If you're going to go buy a car and you know that the Infiniti makes a good car and Lexus makes a good car, but if all of a sudden you got a car that's come out and, on the, like, for example,
there's no name idea. And Brad, I think I interrupted you because you were making a point about your websites.
I don't know what the point was, John. It's frustrating because of the fact that I see, what's interesting to me is you have people that want to grow their business, but yet they don't. Get what I'm saying? I mean, and the crazy thing about it is how many times through my years and being in radio and selling advertising have I had somebody say to me, everybody knows who I am. Okay, fine. Everybody knows who you are. Okay, if that's the truth, then how come they aren't doing business with you right now? How comes they're not a line out the door? How come you're not...
That's a great question, Brad. Yeah.
How come you're not sold out of product? That type of thing. And the interesting part of it is that the companies, like, for example, McDonald's. John, drive up and down any interstate in the St. Louis area. Well, I know you live out in Schmoozeville out there in West County where they don't allow billboards. But once you get in a NoCo or on 44 or on 270.
Yeah, if you're driving through a slummy area, what do you see?
You see McDonald's billboards. Okay?
Yeah, you sure do, Brad. And McDonald's needs to advertise because they have special deals. And if you're price conscious, instead you would rather pay $15 for a meal for the kids when you're in a hurry and you want to shovel terrible food in their body, rather than pay $25 at Chick-fil-A or something like that. So McDonald's needs to advertise its value meals.
It's TOMA. I mean,
which is what, Brad?
Top of mind awareness. That's
what
it comes down.
I didn't know that acronym.
That's what it's all about. It's top of mind awareness.
This is a good dissertation on marketing, Brad. Thank you for this.
Well, that's why back in the day, I don't know if they do it anymore, but Little Caesars and especially Domino's used to order advertising on the stations, and they say we want our ads to run. An afternoon drive technically is like 3 to 7 p.m. We want our ads to run 4 to 6 o'clock, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. That's when we want our ads, because people are driving home and they're going like, yeah, I don't know what's for dinner tonight. I don't want to make anything. I'll just order Domino's. You just heard the Domino's ad. Once again, it's the kind of thing. And to the same thing happens on the web. The same thing happens with ads on your phone. They're day parted. The idea being is they run different parts of the day. I can give you a perfect example when what's his face? So it's 878-9999. Remember that? What was it? Ray Vincent?
Yeah, Ray Vincent here.
Ray Vincent on our station ran 3 different ads. 2 of them ran during the day, essentially from 6 a.m. to midnight. Then he had one ad that ran from midnight to 5 to 7 in the morning. Midnight to 7. And the idea was he'd come on. Hi, this is Ray Vincent. Yeah, I know you're working the night shift right now. And you know what? I bet that you're a hardworking person that wants to get the best rate on their mortgage. Well, I'm the guy that can do it for you. So when you get done at your shift tonight, and when you're driving home, and when you wake up this afternoon, think about me, Ray Vincent, 878-9999. And I'm thinking to myself, genius, because of the fact that most radio stations, and mine included, we gave them the ads for free. Because of the fact that the rating services don't rate midnight to 5. There's no ratings for midnight to 5. So if there's not rated, you can't sell it. Now, in some markets, they do that. But in most markets, they're not. And that's the whole problem with it. So the idea being is, this guy got it. I got it so well he went out of business. But that's a whole other story. Have you ever read the Ray Vincent story?
Yeah. And I don't want to interrupt. I know you had other things for C Block, Brad. We've discussed the Ray Vincent story here before on the air. It's been a while. But did you have other things in C Block you wanted to cover?
No, that's it, John. We're done.
No. I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't stepping on anything there.
John, I wasn't. You're not stepping on anything. Everything's good, John.
Acoustic torture. Now, Brad, are you willing to? So you said that you're working on a big project. Is there anything cryptic you could say about it? Because we have, obviously, now that I do the show with you, you have intelligent listeners for once in your career. Do you have anything cryptic that you could say that we could try to deduce or figure out?
No, nothing cryptic at all.
You're not going to give us any hint.
No. Why would you think that?
I don't know why I would make any sort of assumption like that.
No, I wouldn't do anything like that. When it comes right down to, I'm a very simple person, John. I'm a very simple person. I get up in the morning, I work. All I do is I do work. If you would track my day yesterday, I have to be honest with you. I had a crappy week last week. I had a crappy day again yesterday. It's to the point where I'm going, okay, I'm done with this.
Is it circumstances out of your control?
Yes and no. I go back to the situation. I remember years ago listening to Howard Stern when he was still on the radio, and he made an interesting comment. He talked about when you get rich like he is, money fixes everything. You got a problem, you just throw money at it, it goes away. And the problem is when you're not rich, you can't throw money at it, it doesn't go away. You got problems that just stay. And some of it has to do with the fact that John, you're going to laugh when I say this. My problem is, in a lot of respects, I care too much.
Absolutely, Brad. I think that you exist in spite of yourself. I think you put other people's needs ahead of your own to your own detriment.
Well, but to a certain extent, And I'm not making fun of Bill Eigel or people like that, the rhinos or the kinos, but isn't that really what being a Christian is all about? Isn't that what really?
It is, Brad, but it's also having self-respect. It's also setting boundaries for your time, your money, your financial commitments. You can't take care of other people if you're broke and stressed out.
Broke and stressed out. Let me think about this. Is that BS? Is that BS?
Broke and stressed. Yeah, and I think that I do think, Brad, and I'm not saying this applies to you, but I've known other people in my life who are as self-serving as you, not self-serving, sorry, as self-sacrificing as you, who serve others, who prioritize the needs of others. And they do it 90% because they're altruistic and they're being good people, and the other percent because they want to be a broke martyr who points to their life and says, I just spend so much time helping other people, and I'm just stressed to the gills, and I'm committed to too much stuff, and I got to take the kids to soccer, and my wife hates me. Like, sacrificing yourself so that you can be a sad sack and whine about your condition. I'm not saying that's what you're doing, Brad, but I have people in my life who have done that. And it's actually very entitled to do that because you're just making yourself a martyr. So instead, consider putting yourself first, being your own mental point of origin. Yes, you're supposed to take care of your kids. But Brad, you have 4 grown kids. You have no excuse to be distracted by that now. You have no excuse but to put yourself first, prioritize your own needs. That includes your money needs. That includes your time needs. Stop donating time to people who don't deserve it.
Well,
stop giving free ads to people on Westplex and time to people who obviously don't appreciate what you do for them. To hell with them, Brad. Take care of yourself.
Well, I will take issue with you on one thing. My youngest son still has some health issues. So even though he's...
and so that's an asterisk, right? But the broader point, that doesn't negate my broader point.
Yeah. Okay, John, you know what? This therapy session brought to you by John Combest, johncombest.com.
Which you will not find at johnstop3.com. But you will find today's Brad's Top 3 at bradstop3.com.
Say goodbye, John.
See you tomorrow, Brad.